by many names and take many forms. We bring wonder and hope. We bring joy and dreams. We are the Sandman and the Tooth Fairy. We are the Easter Bunny and Santa. And our powers are greater than you ever imagined.
You wrote the book, The Guardians of Childhood, that the film is based on. Where did you get the idea from?
I came up with the idea for The Rise of the Guardians from my kids. My daughter, who was about 6 at the time, brought her baby brother Jack into the room, and who had just lost a tooth, and she asked very point blank, does the Tooth Fairy know Santa Claus? And I had to think about that for a second, and I went, yeah. And then I had to follow it up with something. And that began this long journey of who these guys are.
Hi Chris, I'm Stephanie.
Hi Stephanie, I'm Chris.
Hi, I'm Betty, and
Hi,
we're
Betty.
from FILMCLUB.
Hi FILMCLUB.
Did you have to do any research to get into the character of Jack Frost, and how did you prepare for the role?
Well, I think my research was just growing up and being a kid, you know? I guess this new take is that Jack Frost is kind of the outsider and he doesn't have many friends, and the whole film is really about him finding friendship and people that love him.
No, I didn't do much research because the movie is based on the books written by Bill Joyce, but 300 years later. And so everyone was very specific about how they envisaged Tooth, and I just sort of acted it out for them.
How did you find it working with such an amazing cast?
Fantastic, because they're all of them love the movie. Most of them have kids, so it was really fun for them because they could tell their kids, hey, I'm playing Santa Claus, or I'm playing the Easter Bunny, and they were really into it. And they just, you know, when they were kids, they believed in all these guys, you know, because they're real. Of course, they believed in them. And I think they had a lot of fun just bringing those ideas to life.
It is our job to protect the children of the world. For as long as they believe in us, we will guard them with our lives.
You've worked on many animated films, or films that include animation in them. What is it about animated film that triggers you so much?
I've been always intrigued about animation because as a kid I wanted to do animated movies, and my first Super 8 camera didn't have the possibility of frame-by-frame shooting, and when I got one I did a couple of animated films, and then through high school I did animated films, and professionally I had a studio that did special effects and animated films. And then as I became a director of live action films, I stopped doing it, but it's been one of my first loves in cinema has been animation.
In this film, the characters learn not to fear the boogeyman. Do you have any fears that you've had to overcome?
Interviews, I've had to overcome my fear of interviews to deal with you guys, but other than that, not too many. I'm pretty good.
Yes, I've always been scared of lots of things. I'm still scared of lots of things, so I still overcome fear every day. I was even nervous to do these interviews today, so I think fear is something that, you know, that we all deal with all our lives, whether you're a kid or a grown-up.
Well, the fear of the dark, and I don't like spiders. I haven't really gotten over that one yet. But yeah, we all have fears, I think, growing up. And you know, I remember like the first time my parents let me stay at home by myself, and that was really scary. But you know, we all grow up and we all learn how to take care of ourselves, I guess.
How involved were you with bringing the book to life on the screen?
I worked on this movie from the beginning. It wasn't just, I'm the author and we're going to take your ideas and make it into a movie. I'm also a filmmaker. I've been working in film since Toy Story. You know, to make a good movie, you have to abandon a lot of the things that sound good on paper. And so, I've done production design, I've been a producer, I've been an animator, I've been all these things. So I was involved in all levels of that process for the 5 years that we were making this film, and it was probably the happiest collaborative endeavor of my life.
There's a lot of hard work put into both acting in front of the camera and doing a voiceover. Which for you is more enjoyable?
Oh, they're both really fun. I'd certainly like, I'll tell you this, what I like about this experience, this took about 4 years to do. So that's a long time to, to make something. And I tend to be really hard on myself about doing a good job. So what's nice about this is that I could do something, I could hate it, and I could come back in and do it again until I liked it. And film oftentimes is you only get one shot at, at making it good, and sometimes you get really bummed because, you do something, you're like, oh, that wasn't any good, and the thing lasts for thousands of years on celluloid.
Who was your favourite character and why?
I think my favourite character is the Easter Bunny because he's Australian and I'm Australian, and he has all these funny colloquialisms, which is Australian sayings, and he's very kind of macho, and that's amusing to see, a fluffy bunny acting like a sort of, Neanderthal man.
What is the best piece of experience you have taken away from making Rise of the Guardians?
I think the best thing I've taken away from it is the fun that I had with everybody I worked with, because when you make a film like this, you're working with hundreds of people, and there's a lot of artists and technicians, designers, actors, tons and tons of people, and it was great because we all really wanted to do a great job. We all really cared about what we did, and we all loved the story. So for me, the best experience was working with in a group of people who all kind of love and had a lot of passion for the same thing.